How fast can Raspberry Pi 3 emulate x86 instructions? Well, in the previous video about Raspberry Pi Zero with Wine and Windows programs running on Raspberry Pi Zero, I was asked how fast actually the x86 emulation on Raspberry Pi really is. And I will make a short test. This test is not a full-sized benchmark, but I wrote a small test.z, which just adds a sum and loops 100 million times. Yeah, these are 100 million times, and adds these numbers to each other. This is not optimized by the compiler because it's kind of overflow there, and so it is ideally suitable for testing how fast just the CPU can do some simple mathematics. I'm not testing any memory performance. So when you compare Raspberry Pi and emulated x86 on Raspberry Pi, on the Raspberry Pi you might get the worst benchmark results. When you test things like RAM access, they might get more even, and when you test throughput of the disk, then they are at the same speed. Now let's compile it. Test.c, and we have to use the C99 standard, otherwise it won't compile. Now we have our a.out. We can just query what it is, and it's a ELF 32-bit ARM executable. And now let's execute it. And it took our Raspberry Pi about 1 second to count from 1 to 100 millions. Now let's go into our JRoot, our x86 JRoot. Here I placed the same test.c with this the same code. Let's compile it. You already see it takes a bit longer. And now let's look at the file. Not installed, but I hope you believe me that it's a x86 executable and not some ARM thing. Now let's measure the time, and we have 2.8 seconds. So about 3 times slower than native ARM. So yeah, when you have a 9 megahertz Raspberry Pi, you can compare it to a 900 megahertz Raspberry Pi. You can compare it to a 300 megahertz x86 computer. I hope that gives you a bit a look at the dimensions. This is only CPU speed, as I said. When you have lot of memory access, or even better disk access, x86 emulated and ARM native will be at the same speed. I hope this helped you a bit.